I don't look like Zayn Malik, but I do look like the Zayn Malik Funko Pop.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And I'm wearing maternity jeans.
Oh.
They're basically maternity jeans.
Got a nice little loose fit. It's I don't know what to call it on you. On femmes, it's a boyfriend cut.
Yeah.
So
I am the boyfriend.
Yeah.
If you were wondering who the cut was named after, it's me.
Well, it's funny because
I'm your boyfriend now.
I think of boyfriend cuts, and I'm like, I don't ever actually picture those on like men's jeans.
Yeah, because you stole them all from us. That's the boyfriend cut.
Yeah.
You took it.
Yeah. I think women are allowed to appropriate anything they want from men.
We're taking it back. I am the boyfriend now. They do have an elastic band.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're
fully elastic.
Fully elastic.
Okay.
These are maternity jeans.
Yeah, they are.
I am loving my new maternity jeans.
Yeah, you feel good?
These are the first.
I feel like you don't usually wear jeans.
The first jeans I've worn since the pandemic.
Wow.
Because once the pandemic happened, everybody was like, why do we dress?
Yeah, I don't do jeans anymore.
No,
either.
why would we? Why would we?
I've not been a jean person in a very long time.
No.
But I never do jeans now.
They're constricting. I'm not a cowboy. I'm not on the field.
No.
I'm not doing work.
I think what we discovered is
I'm not
that
a wrangler.
it used to be that jeans were supposed to be for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just like about finding your jean. And we finally just were like, okay, maybe jeans just aren't for everyone. There's still jeans people, but not everyone's jeans people.
No, and especially like, I think what really killed it was when skinny jeans were popular for multiple years in a row.
It was brutal.
Where everybody was just like, why are we doing this to ourselves?
Yeah.
Why would we do this?
Yeah. I
Gross.
don't know. I'm definitely not a jeans person, and I discovered that I never was.
No. Why would you be?
I never was.
Why would you be? It makes no sense.
No.
We were all brainwashed. But here's what I'll tell you. Get yourself an elastic waistband maternity jean.
Yeah, back in.
Yeah, I'm back in, baby.
All back in on jeans.
I might go all maternity clothes, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I might go full on.
I want a
shit's
long
comfy.
like muumuu for you.
Oh, God, a muumuu? Please.
You could picture Anthony in a muumuu, right?
Yes, I could picture it.
Dude, I would crush a muumuu. Are you kidding me?
I think so.
Here's why I think maybe not muumuu for me.
Okay, let's talk.
Only ventilation all the way at the bottom. You know what I mean?
That's not really how it works, bud.
Aren't they like really breezy?
They're like super breezy.
Are they super breezy?
Yeah, they're like big, loose.
No,
like,
I know they're big and loose, but I imagine it like wearing a tent.
Oh, no. No, it's like the breeziest thing you could wear.
Oh.
It feels like you're almost not wearing anything.
Like a Flanders? Like a stupid, sexy Flanders? It feels like you're wearing nothing at all?
I'm not there.
All right.
I don't
that's
understand.
fine.
I'm sorry.
What's up, rest of the world?
I'm not a Simpsons guy. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's like the most like breezy, comfortable thing you could wear.
Well, maybe I'll get a muumuu then. I'll tell you what though, I'm feeling good in these pants. And you know, we do have the king of pants here in the studio with us.
That's so true. Good morning, Alex.
Well, that's very nice of you to say.
I
do like jeans, but I've been put onto the expensive jeans, which means that they end up a lot more comfortable and long lasting, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Expensive jeans.
Things that are expensive are nice.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a takeaway.
Yeah. It
That's
sucks.
breaking news.
Breaking news. The Madewell jeans are very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check them out.
Check them out.
I won't buy expensive jeans because no matter how comfortable they're gonna be, I'm not gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
There's no jean comfortable enough for me to have a great time, which means I'm not buying them expensive. You know what I mean?
Can I interest you in elastic waist maternity pants?
Maternity jean? You can't.
Are you sure?
Dude.
Are you sure?
Jeans marketed at women have been elastic for so long.
Dude, I gotta tell you, most of the time, the femmes get the short shrift on fashion.
Yes.
You don't get pockets, everything's all clingy and weird.
Right.
All this stuff. But occasionally, y'all do get something that's based on comfort that we just don't get. It's very rare. It's very rare.
Yeah, it just means that like most likely a woman actually made it.
Yeah.
You know? that actually considered how bodies work. When I was a teenager, it was the height of the skinny jeans, the low-rise skinny jeans trend. I was an emo kid. And at some point, the jeans were required to be so tight and so incredibly small that we gave up on wearing jeans, and they were jeggings at that point.
Yes.
And they were just leggings with a jean pattern on them.
Yes.
We actually got past like really stretchy jeans even, because initially it was just like super stretchy jeans.
No, it was
They weren't really jean material anyways. I mean literally a pair of leggings with jean pockets printed on them.
No, it was the platonic ideal of jeans. It was it was simulacra and simulacrum.
Yeah, the least flattering thing anyone has ever worn.
Yeah. It's
Legging as pant, bad. Low-rise legging, bad.
It was like five full years of jeggings.
It was a tough time for all of us. It really was.
When everybody it was just like, hey, guess what? All femme people, you wear leggings every day now.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, but do we have to do that?
My entire generation is so much more aware of their hip bones than they should be. You know?
I remember when the mom jean came back, the high waist.
Oh, yeah.
The mom jean. And everybody was like, and I remember every single person in my life going, oh, thank God.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
But
don't
first,
let this fall out of style. And I remember going, all you have to do is keep wearing it. If you all decide to keep wearing it, it will never go out of style.
Oh, that's not true. That's not how it works.
No, but here's the thing. It has always been that for men.
Sure.
Right? When men decide that the uniform after the age of 35 is a cargo short.
Yeah.
And it sticks around forever.
Yeah.
That's because men just decided that. If you would all just get together and decide high-waisted mom jean forever.
It's so interesting because in that theory, a bunch of men getting together and just deciding something to be true is the same then as a bunch of women doing it. I didn't know that if all women just decided they wanted autonomy with something, they could just have it. In that case, I'm going to go tell the other women that we should just say we want reproductive rights.
Yeah, have you not tried?
Oh my God.
You should give it a shot.
A revelation from a straight male host.
You should really give it a shot.
Yeah, we should really try that. Thank you so much, Anthony.
Yeah. I do think there are two different levels of what we're saying here, but I also get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, not really. Not really. It all kind of just doesn't really work like that for us.
Somebody in the live studio audience, Anthony fucking blowing our minds this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah, give it a go.
Somebody asks, where are we at on the high waist jean? I feel like I want that as male presenting.
Oh, I love men's high-waisted jeans.
Yeah?
I love men's high-waisted jeans. Big fan. And they do exist. You have to go a little more vintage, actually.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like older jean styles or like slack styles have a high-waisted cut for men. And I don't think enough, like, especially like cis het men know that it's an option.
Yeah.
Because for women now it's like, oh, I'm finding the one that's flattering for my body type, and men all default to the same like height of jean.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of you don't know that you might be a high-waisted babe. You might be. Give it a go.
Can I tell you
There's
what
a mid-waist.
Can I tell you what I think? And this may just be my absolute love of like retro 80s aesthetic and like vaporwave culture and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I think everybody looks great in? High-waisted jean and a crop top.
Yeah.
That's what I think everybody looks great in.
Love it.
Something where like the jean almost comes up to the bottom of the crop top, so it's not really cropping much.
Yeah.
Everybody, like the bad guy whose dad is going to shut down the summer camp.
Yeah. Makes your legs look long. It's great. Love it.
This is such a correct opinion.
But I think the funny thing is like, you know, you could say that like men understand that they're like, we have different options.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't know.
But yeah, dudes don't know anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dudes don't know anything.
You.
Yeah, no. There's like two blogs that you can follow. Blogs, not even channels.
I think TikTok's doing the work. I think TikTok is doing the work in men's fashion. I get men's fashion videos that are like good.
Here's the thing with some of the men. There are a couple like really good men's fashion TikToks, but they go very high fashion sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
And I think a lot of their bigger TikToks that break into the zeitgeist go very high fashion. And that's scary That's scary for dudes.
Sure.
That's scary for dudes.
There's
and so
a
they
lot
look
of
at it and they
people
go
making
like,
content though.
oh, that can't be me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that like
Sure.
right now it's like the very wide breezy pant.
Love it.
Love the wide breezy
Love
pant.
it. Big fan.
But the wide, it's like whenever you see like a male fashion channel doing the wide breezy pant, they go the full,
Yeah.
which is like not for everybody.
Sure.
And I don't think people know that they're,
Yeah. There's everything in
There's
between
everything in
now.
between
Yeah,
now.
yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Jafrika said, nothing makes me consider a man more than wearing a crop top. I feel that. I feel that very, very much.
dude, I think honestly, I think the coolest thing you can do is look like the bad guy in a mall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't be the bad guy in a mall, but
No.
look like the bad guy in a
Don't
mall.
act like the bad guy in a mall.
Yeah.
Just wear the outfits.
You know? What like the mesh jerseys that cut right there. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to football practice.
Love it.
And then I'm going to surf skate ski.
Love it.
Like, that's the coolest.
Sunny Sunshine said, let's just bring back trip pants for everyone. I have multiple pairs of trip pants that I wear all the time and I absolutely love them.
Dude, do you know what I nearly bought when I bought my great maternity jeans? Some like real wide leg like cargos, like almost Jinko cargos are back. And I was like, damn.
Why not?
Well, because I was like, I need to think about whether how often I will really wear those.
Okay.
And not because of a style thing.
Mhm.
I genuinely don't mind. Like as a style thing, I think, yeah, wider, better. I'm old enough to remember the first time this was popular
Sure.
and all of the wet, dirty, gross pant cuffs.
Oh, we've just learned now that you just hem them a little bit.
Yeah.
You just don't have them drag on the floor.
Oh, it was so nasty.
Yeah.
It was so nasty.
Yeah, same thing with flared. Big flared jeans. Oh, the bottom was always a different color. Brutal.
Yeah, it was
really gross.
And they
Yeah,
were like,
yeah.
they were all like frayed and stuff
Yeah,
at the bottom.
they were.
Oof.
Then they started selling them frayed at the bottom.
And it's like, you don't
Anyways.
need to, well, because everybody was like, because the youth will make fun of each other for anything.
Yeah.
And so the youth would look and be like, oh, are those new pants?
Yeah.
What, have you never worn those before?
Yeah.
What, are you a poser?
Right.
We've owned these pants for days.
Exactly. Right. Tom Biden said Pixel Circus special where we let Anthony dress like a mall villain.
No one's stopping me.
That's any show.
Do it.
No one's stopping me.
It's Monday. That could be Friday.
The only thing that's stopping me is my budget for clothing.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's stopping me.
I have really, really gotten into genuine thrifting.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't bought new clothes in a good while. And now I buy things where it's like, oh, I'm buying one piece that like I saw a thing I liked. And not shopping, if that makes sense. Like I'm not scrolling sites for something I like.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that secondhand because I'm just finding more things that I like and like things that are more different. I'm dressing more differently because I am considering things I wouldn't have considered at a full price
Sure.
or whatever that I can get at a thrift store.
Yeah, it's
Things
tough.
more
It's tough
interesting.
when you live in a big city like LA. You gotta really hunt for them deals.
Yeah, our thrift stores can be really expensive.
Because we have every costume and wardrobe department
Yeah,
and photographer
yeah,
and every model and dance. Like everybody is looking for
right.
clothes.
Yeah,
Cool period clothes specifically.
right. But could be more deciding which mall he's a villain of today. Yeah,
Yeah. That's I could dress like a mall villain.
yeah.
The thing is right now, if I was gonna do like a big like wardrobe
Mm-hmm.
refresh, the way I would have to do it is going on one of those sites. And the problem with going on one of those sites
Sure.
is it certainly fits into your budget, but
Mhm.
then you get clothes that always make you sweat, feel terrible,
Yeah.
and fall apart after you wash them 3 times.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
the seasonal refresh maybe is not happening this year.
Oh no, I don't seasonal refresh at all anymore. We also don't have seasons.
No.
We also don't have seasons.
Never seen
We have to
one.
be real about that. Like we live in Los Angeles. It goes from warm to hot to comfortable.
Can I tell you the first thing I thought about when you said maybe Anthony could wear a muumuu?
Yeah, what?
Alex, will you please bring up my video screen?
Also, good morning to Blackwater D&D. Hi, is that
Morning,
Em on the
Blackwater.
other side? Hi, friend.
Please
What
bring
is
up my
what is
screen.
this?
Go ahead, Alex. Put that up. It says, when I was 9, I wrote bra in scribble knots and then put it on my character and played for a bit with it on. And then the shame hit. So I deleted my save and cried and prayed to Jesus, apologizing for putting a bra on my Scribblenauts character. This made me beg God for mercy.
We were just talking about Scribblenauts.
I know.
Because I just started playing Scribblenauts on my phone.
No, Anthony. That is way more of an egg thing than I know. Don't know if you know that term.
No, go on.
Okay, an egg is someone who has not realized they're trans yet.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say it feels like a baby gay or a baby trans thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, an egg. Gotcha.
I also didn't know the term egg.
Yeah, that's definitely egg energy.
You would say that cracked your egg.
That cracked your egg.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
That was definitely somebody, and their Tumblr name is Thy Flesh Consumed. So I feel like they came into their own.
Yeah,
I feel like they figured it out.
Yeah, they got there. They got there. Scribblenauts owns. Hey, everybody, we're not a fashion show.
We're not.
We're not. Which is also what I was told at most normal jobs I ever worked. Every day when I showed up. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about today, and I'm sorry that the first 15 minutes of this show was like a jeans review.
I'm not.
But we are,
Everybody's
in
looking
fact,
for jeans.
Talking about a bunch of game remakes today, including looking at that new Silent Hill 2 remake footage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so excited. We're also talking about the Until Dawn remake, which is a less exciting story for us to cover.
It's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
We're also going to bring up, we're also going to talk a little bit about Nintendo. Mm-hmm. And a little bit about some Steam changes that are coming.
Yeah, there's lots of like reviews news.
Reviews news you can use,
if you will.
Zoobly zoo.
Oh my God. Okay, wait, hold on. Em said, Until Dawn remake, listen, that gave me nightmares because I'm a cinnamon roll. That is one of my favorite games of all time.
The first time I ever played it, I think I told you, I played it in the best possible atmosphere you could.
Yeah.
It was on a charity stream called Scare to Care. Mm-hmm. And we played, it was all horror games for 24 hours. And it was just a bunch of like fun people, like friends and comics and streamers. And we were just live riffing on Until Dawn as we were playing it.
Yeah.
And it was the most hilarious. You got to play Until Dawn with a group. It's so fun.
See, I also played for the first time with a group. And I had some friends from an acting class, and we would go over to one person's apartment, and we would specifically pick up pizza, go to their apartment, and play until the sun came up.
Yeah.
And it was a core memory.
To this day, I still call
pass and play.
I still call the sort of main jockey guy, your standard jockey guy. I still call him Johnny Football. I still don't know his name.
Yeah,
we just called him Johnny Football.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Until Dawn, a huge game. It basically sort of launched an entire franchise that has been huge.
Yeah, the Dark Pictures anthology, of course. The Quarry was huge year before last.
Skywalker 9982 is saying, Mike, I don't know. His name is Jonathan Football.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he's in pursuit of the perfect spiral.
For those who have not played Until Dawn, it is it was unique at the time because it feels like playing a movie. It's a choose your own adventure. It's less like action gameplay and more scenes playing out. It's all about a butterfly effect, and there's a million different ways that the story can go based on your choices and your successes on skill tests.
It took a lot of what Telltale had done, particularly with The Walking Dead, when they had really like nailed their sort of, okay, we're going to make you make decisions, but there's a timer, there's an impetus, you have to think under pressure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that, but then also a lot of like standard kind of survival horror gameplay as well.
Yeah.
And like a great cast. I mean, that was one of the first times people saw Rami Malek.
Yeah.
Hayden Panettiere was in it.
Yeah.
A lot of great actors.
And it's their faces in the game. Like, it's not like they just did mocap or they just did voice. Like, it's literally their faces in it. So it feels like a movie.
The game came out 7 million years ago, and it's been available for a very long time. And they just announced that they are doing a remake of it, which I think makes sense because they're doing a TV show, a movie. It's one of the two.
Yes, they're doing a show. No, it's a movie.
I think it's a movie.
I think it's a movie.
Look it up, Alex. Look it up. I got you.
I was a little late on the clap, but I got there.
But
I got there. I supported you. I backed you up.
They're making a movie.
They're making a movie.
Now, I am still team This original game is so playable. There is nothing about playing it other than like occasionally some weird animations that make you go like, oh, this game's a little old. But like, it doesn't play old. And I think a lot of the time the justification for a remake is when the mechanics start becoming like out of date in a challenging way that makes the game unfun.
Yeah.
But also like, the remake looks gorgeous. I was like, why are you remaking it? This game looks amazing. And then I did see the side-by-side and I was like, okay, actually, we do have the technology.
Yeah.
And that's super fair.
Definitely, I mean, it's PS3. So
yeah,
PS3 style games look good enough. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. They look good. Did you just age restrict yourself out of it? On
accident, I made a mistake. I clicked on the trailer and I'd already done this once. And it said, are you over 18? And usually yes is on the left, no is on the right. And I wasn't really looking and I clicked no. And then I refreshed it.
They switched it up.
And then I refreshed it and they're like, yeah, you said no. You can't see this.
They switched it up because you babies can't read. Right. But yeah, we'll play a little bit of this comparison trailer because I do think the game, the PS3 version, the old PC version, looks good. It does. But it does look much better in this remake.
Yeah.
It looks really, really good.
It looks like really, really good is
like,
the thing.
It's the difference between like getting your caricature done and then like having an oil painting of yourself painted.
Yeah.
Like the caricature does look like you.
Uh-huh.
But it's less like Hayden Panettiere exaggerated driving a dune buggy.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. These side-by-sides were kind of wild.
I mean, that's nuts.
Yeah, it looks amazing, the lighting.
Yeah, just the lighting and the hair on its own. Now, I'm going to ask you something. How much? I mean, that's way better.
Yeah, it is. The game's
sometimes some of the things where people are in pain or are having to like make painful decisions looked really silly.
Yeah.
But I also think that was part of the fun of the game.
I know.
This is like completely serious.
Peter Stormare, shout out to Peter Stormare, one of my favorite ridiculous actors. He is my Nicolas Cage.
He's so good.
I love that man so much, but also you all know I am a huge Prison Break fan. And that is John Abruzzi. I love him so much and he's so fantastic in this. And I've heard he's in for the movie.
Oh, that's great.
I'm pretty sure they got him for the movie.
Can I tell you something? I feel like you can recast everybody and I won't be mad except for Peter Stormare.
I agree. But also he's the one who's not playing a kid. So he's allowed to be older. He's your announcer, essentially. He's your, I don't know.
He's your narrator.
He's your narrator. That's the word I was looking for.
So let me ask you something, folks. How much would you pay for this beautiful remake of Until Dawn? What would you pay? Would you pay $60? Because it's $60.
$60 is too much for a remake.
It's $60.
Come on, don't do that to me. That's ridiculous.
Now it does.
I agree it's 40. I agree it caps at 40.
Now, it does look like they basically redid the graphics engine from the ground up. It looks like the models have been redone. I mean, they really did do a remake. $60.
But I've already paid for this game.
I know, but here's the thing. If Nintendo said that they were releasing a silly little game that they put out for the Wii U on the Switch for $60, would you pay it? Probably. I've done it before.
60?
Yeah, they've done it.
It still feels like 40 to me.
It should be 40.
I feel like it should be 40. I do think that like, yes, they've redone the graphics of something, but it shouldn't be the same price as a game they also had to write and develop from scratch. Because like to me, I definitely believe in paying for labor, right? Like I think that we all know that these companies are taking massive profits and it's because the money doesn't really go to the workers that it's the problem. And we would have no problem paying these prices if this was money that actually did impact the laborers on it. But instead, it is a siphoning amount that is going up to executives that are full of greed. So everybody can talk about how like expensive it is to make games, but budget inflation has gotten absolutely absurd and untenable. So instead, I'm like, no, screw that, because there are $60 games, like 60 to 70 is the standard price for games now, where we
80
know.
if it's a quadruple A game made by Ubisoft.
Well, fuck Ubisoft. But I'm just like, I don't know, man. How can you argue that this is the same amount of labor as making a new game?
Let's take a look at what's new.
It's because the value isn't actually in labor to these people. That's why it's the same.
Well, let's take a look at what's new. They have revised cinematography is what they say, okay? Uses a combination of fixed and over-the-shoulder camera views. They've made accessibility and usability changes, including an alternative to the don't move mechanic.
That's helpful. That'll be nice.
They have, and then they say a wealth of graphical upgrades, such as updated character models and environments, visual effects, animations, and more.
Those are all things you have to do on a new game.
Yeah.
Those are all things that you have to do on a new game. And also a bunch of other stuff on a new game.
Yeah.
You can't charge the same amount as a new game.
Yeah. I agree that it's expensive. I agree that it's expensive.
I don't think you can charge the same amount as a new game.
And people are sort of, they're on both sides here. It's caused a bit of a discussion. People are saying, number one, I'm not paying full price for a game that's been about $10 for the past decade. It was free with the PS Plus collection that came with the PS5. Damn, that's greedy as hell.
Which all of that, I'm like, yeah, then you can keep getting the old version of it, and that's totally fine.
Yeah. As long as they don't remove the old version from the market.
Right, or like starkly raise the price of it.
If they don't do something like Rockstar did and they went, sorry, you can't have the old GTA games anymore.
Right.
You have to buy our shitty mobile phone AI upgraded version that looks like, it looks like the Jurassic Park recorder sound.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
As long as you don't take away that version, totally chill. Play the old one. The old one's great.
Yes.
I would say I'm the sort of person that whenever a game remake comes out, I kind of always go like, play them both if you can. Get an idea of like what the old one was like if you've never played either. Like, I think it's fun. If it's accessible to you, I don't care what order you play them in.
I don't care about playing both.
I don't care what order
I think
you play
that's
them
an
in.
absurd amount of time to sink into something.
Oh.
If there is a like upscaled version, it's the same game, just play the new one.
Sure. And I'm not
Absolutely.
saying, like, if you want to play the new Resident Evil 4 versus the old Resident Evil 4, I personally think there's value in playing both, but I'm not going to tell you you have to play both.
I think there is value if you grew up with 4.
Yeah.
But I don't think there is if you're a new player to 4.
I think there's value if you're the sort of person that's like, oh, I want to see how video games are updating and changing. I want to see what the history of games. I think there's the same way I think there's value in watching like both versions of a movie when a movie gets remade, you know?
Sure.
I'm that person.
I just think of how many hours a game takes and I'm like, yeah, you could watch a video and see the difference.
Yeah, and if you're not that person, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think there's value in playing both versions of, Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Play the Super Nintendo one.
Sure.
It's a little different. But I don't see any reason with Until Dawn, if they keep the old one out and it still keeps going on sale for like $10.
Yeah, you don't need this new version, but it doesn't justify the price to me. Just because you don't need it and it's optional, it doesn't actually justify the price to me.
Yeah.
Because I think it just sets a bad precedent for how much you can charge for games that are not like, I don't like that we are not valuing things in labor output.
Mm-hmm. I think,
and I know that's just the realities of capitalism because it's not about that. It's about like value of IP essentially.
I also think when you think about the fact that Until Dawn is, a decade old game now, there are people that didn't grow up with Until Dawn. This will be their first time playing Until Dawn.
Yeah.
And if it's,
again, but that's value.
Yeah.
And that's not labor.
No. And like, look, I don't know where the money is funneling at, Supermassive.
Yeah.
But if they're choosing between the new one and the old one and they like the way the new one works and they're willing to pay the $60, you can pay the $60, but I don't think that it's, the smallest amount of change, the smallest amount of change was when we got The Last of Us like 3 times.
Yes. Yeah, that was brutal.
3 times, basically full price each time.
We've been hit that with Skyrim too. Skyrim at least goes on sale.
Yeah.
That's good. But there's a lot of people talking about kind of like what the differences are, who's getting repaid for different things.
Oh, I'd be shocked.
I am sure,
if the actors,
especially because these are celebrity actors, they are being paid for relicensing their, voices and stuff. I
don't know. It depends on the contract they sign.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd honestly be shocked if they were getting repaid.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because they're celebrities, I feel like Supermassive wouldn't want to risk these celebrities hating this thing.
Sure.
Just because of celebrity power. I also am in agreement with the chat saying things like, well, give us a new storyline or something. Like, hey, add a DLC.
Yeah.
Give me a remake with DLC on it. $60, you got it.
Yeah. new scenes for each character or something. You know, just a few, maybe a few more different choices.
Yeah.
A couple new endings.
Right. All that said, I'm probably going to spend $60 on this. It is like in my top 5 favorite games of all time. I don't agree with it, and I'm going to do it.
Can I tell you that I love that we just spent the last 10 minutes. I'm arguing not for, but I'm more pro.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not buying this game. You are anti, and you are definitely buying this game.
Because I'm actually affected by it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually the target demographic of, like, I'm a huge fan of this franchise. I love Until Dawn, and I see so much value in this game, but also I think $60 is too much for a game that is still valuable in its core, like, packaging. You know what I mean?
Until Dawn is the only one I bought. I haven't bought any of the other ones because Saige and I are on a Steam family.
And I get all of them. I always buy the Dark Pictures anthology, and they're mostly good games.
They are.
They're not all good games, but they're mostly good games.
They're all fun, and they're all fun to play with people.
Yeah.
It was the Quarry that did that did the real Twitch tie-in integration.
Yes.
It was the first time where, like, you could sit back, and I think the Twitch integration let people vote.
Yeah.
And you and your audience could just, like, you and your viewers could just watch through the movie and make decisions together. And
Which
I
is
think
very
that's
fun.
the dopest.
I think that's super cool. I think that's neat. There is casting for the Until Dawn movie. Can we show my screen, Alex? These are our main 3, and I feel like this is actually stellar casting.
No, this is great.
I'm like, this actually is phenomenal. I looked up to be like, am I right that Peter Stormare is actually cast in it? And it was correct. And these are your teens. I know them from things, but I couldn't tell you what.
I don't know. They look familiar, but they look perfect.
Yeah.
They look perfect.
Yeah. Teen Beach Movie.
Great.
Maya Mitchell. Great.
I hope all of those kids are very successful.
Yeah.
Speaking in other remake news, you want to talk about a remake that is trying to add things, but people have been terrified of for the longest time. Bloober Team's Silent Hill 2.
Back-to-back games I love. I love Silent Hill 2. I replayed Silent Hill 2 recently on my Retroid.
Yeah, that's the way they want you to play it.
Yeah. On a screen this big.
On a 2.5-inch screen.
Exactly.
That's the best way to do it.
Love Silent Hill 2. I haven't personally been in the camp of being super nervous about this view.
Neither have I. I mean, people are not fans of Bloober Team's output, but I think the whole way along we've sort of had the opinion of just let them cook.
Yeah.
Like, let's see. We know that Konami is probably not watching over their shoulders too because Konami wants to make washing machines and pachinko games.
Yeah, of course.
But Bloober Team has been, like, really, really into this. As trailers have been coming out, people have not been liking what they've been seeing. People have had problems with the models. People had problems with the story. People had problems with the combat trailer. One thing that was really interesting after that combat trailer is the head of Bloober came out and was like, yo, we did not edit that trailer. We did not approve that trailer. Konami made that trailer and we don't like it.
Ooh.
That is not what this game is.
Okay.
But now, and the whole time you look at like the like to dislike ratios on these trailers.
Yeah.
50%, 54%, like
brutal.
Here's the thing though. First impressions and gameplay clips are now coming out of the Silent Hill 2 remake, and people are loving it.
Yeah.
People are loving it. That's the headline from VGC. I'm as shocked as you. Bloober Team's Silent Hill 2 could be the grand remake we've all been hoping for.
Yeah.
Huge. VGC also put out a 27-minute gameplay clip, which is the first 27 minutes. We'll play a little bit of that up in the background.
Yeah, and just kind of like skip around on it. But it looks great.
Mr. Duck Sauce says, okay, now it's too hyped.
Absurd.
Oh no.
People like it.
I think the choppiness you're seeing is on our side.
100%. Yeah.
Basically what's going on, according to people who have played it, is it is the original game.
Yeah.
Everything is there. Every puzzle is there where it's supposed to be.
Fabulous.
And there are a few new puzzles that they've added. The combat has been slightly updated. It's not the gore fest that Konami put out in their trailer.
Right.
It's a little bit more like you have like a stomp on characters when they're on the ground now.
Yeah.
You have like the final hit on somebody is like a little more brutal. They have like a little bit of an animation on it.
Right.
But other than that, people are saying the biggest deal is they're really making use of corners and doorways. So like you really have to watch yourself going around a corner.
Fun.
Whereas like in Silent Hill 2, look, the first 2 Silent Hill games, you hear, like 15 minutes before you see anybody.
Yeah, 100%.
And they come down the hallway like, boop, boo-doop, boo-doop, boo-doop.
Little trumpet in the background.
Yeah, their cone vision is like 2 feet in front of them.
Alex, hit me with the time code 2627 in this, because I want to see Pyramid Head. Because I want to show Pyramid Head.
This is a slight redesign of Pyramid Head.
It just looks a little like, I mean, honestly, it's just kind of like the rest of the graphical update for the most part.
Yeah.
It looks like Pyramid Head.
I think it looks great.
I love it. I think it looks great. There's like a little cutscene after this with him. I love it.
Skywalker says, love it when they use corners against the players. Totally don't hate it all. Hey, man. That's horror games.
That's horror games.
What's around the corner? You better look.
Exactly. I think it looks genuinely terrifying. I'm very excited for that.
The like,
yeah,
his like flesh collar.
I know, right?
It's good.
We can go back now. I think that what's really interesting is Silent Hill, when it came out, Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2 were the scariest games ever.
I still think Silent Hill 2 is the best horror game ever made.
I would agree with you on that. I think it is the best, one of, if not the best horror game ever made. But when you play it now, because you've experienced other horror, it doesn't hit the same in scaring you as much.
Sure.
Just because it takes you out of it a little bit, that the graphics aren't as realistic as you may be used to if you're playing modern horror games.
Would you recommend that people play both versions?
No. No, I definitely.
I would.
I think that, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Again, if you're a video game historian, sure, but that's not who we're speaking to.
That's me, Professor.
Yeah. I would say play either. It doesn't, whatever you're feeling. But I do look forward to people being genuinely scared by Silent Hill that came in too late to be genuinely scared by the original Silent Hill games,
Yes. And I'll tell you this, like at the time when you go back and you look even at the first Silent Hill, the things they were doing with the tech.
Yeah.
Like the flashlight.
Yeah.
On the PS1 in the first game.
Yeah.
The actual like atmospherics of it. I like that that's the stuff that's getting most of the update.
I'm super excited.
I'm very excited. And I think one of the things that I've thought this entire time is Bloober Team is very aware of the reputation they have.
Yeah.
I would imagine if there's anybody there of average human intelligence, which I would imagine there are.
Sure.
They are looking at this very carefully and trying to do the best they can with it. You know?
Absolutely.
They're not, I don't think they're going to be doing like a Silent Hill Origins with this.
Right. Yeah.
Which like, yikes.
The comments are generally super positive on this video. People being really excited about it, saying this is what we wanted to see in the first place, saying that they're really, really loving the scoring and soundtrack of it, that it sounds phenomenal, that the way they've adjusted things of like the way you can hear breath sounds like really immersive and great.
It is the original soundtrack with a remix and remaster.
Yes.
So, which is, do you know I have the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack on vinyl?
What a horrible listen.
It's
What an awful experience.
There's no time ever that you'll want to put the Silent Hill 2
guests
soundtrack
on
on
and just throw the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack
yeah, just
on.
like, you like jazz?
Right. You hear the little like...
You put on, it's just...
The only video game soundtrack I have on vinyl is Skyrim. And that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's a delightful put on medieval fantasy to sleep / study to,
Sure. I have other video game soundtracks, but I just think in terms of like ambient soundscape, which is like a weird genre that nobody should care very much about.
Sure. Not on vinyl.
I care more about it than anybody should. As far as like an ambient atmospheric thing, in any medium, when you're talking about like a movie score or just like an ambient album or whatever, that Silent Hill 2 soundtrack is so fucking good.
It is. There's no denying it.
It's just so good.
Jay Shah said, things to buy if you want your neighbors to think you're a serial killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's fine.
Absolutely.
Honestly, if you're trying to get people out of your house, that is the vinyl to do it with.
Yeah.
Says Miss Streepers.
Yeah. Drop that on. I love it.
But this has been getting really, really good reactions all morning. They just dropped this. The embargo just lifted for first impressions.
Very exciting.
And people are really into it. Yeah. And I'm glad. I do feel like sometimes there is a segment of people that want a remake to fail.
Yeah.
They want it to be worse. They love the original one that's in their mind, that's in their memory palace.
Yeah.
And they're just like, why would you even touch it? It's perfect. And I get the why would you even touch it? It's perfect.
Sure, yeah, I understand that feeling.
That part of it I understand.
Yeah.
It's all the other baggage that comes along with it that's like, I hope it fails. This looks terrible. They're changing the most minor things and now I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
There is a level of fandom that gets attached to things, and that's the case for remakes, also sequels. We're also at the point, too, where people don't even hope that sequels are good anymore because they're just like, why are you making a sequel to this thing? And I'm like, well, I hope at least it's good. They're going to make it either way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope it's good. I always want to be pleasantly surprised by a sequel. I always want to go in and go like, oh, that was actually really great.
Right.
I will say I have been putting off watching Time Bandits.
Yeah.
The new Time Bandits series. I've been putting it off because number one, I keep forgetting Apple TV Plus exists.
Sure, like everyone else.
So I'm just like, isn't there a Time Bandits show? Where is it? And then I can't find it because it's on Apple TV Plus. But also Time Bandits is just like one of my personal favorite films. And so I'm always like, it doesn't have to connect. It doesn't have to, it can be whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I just know there's no possible way for me to like it as much as that movie.
Yes.
So I'm just kind of like, I'm going to watch it and I know that I'm not going to love it as much as the original thing.
Yes.
But I'm not like going in gung-ho wanting to hate it.
That's about to be me with Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the experience I am about to have with Beetlejuice, where there is simply no reality in which it affects me the same way the first movie did. It just, no matter how good it is, it didn't get in time. You know, like it can't hit the same as the favorite movie of my childhood. But I'm going in, I cannot go in expecting to dislike it.
Listen, I went and I saw Blade Runner 2049 in the theater opening weekend. And I said, I am ready for whatever this is.
Yep.
For whatever it is, I guess I'm ready.
Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny.
We went
ready
in.
for whatever it is.
And you know what? We really liked Dial of Destiny.
We loved it.
It was really fun.
It was really good.
It was really fun.
It was really good. The new Ghostbusters. I felt that way about the new Ghostbusters. I also really liked the last Ghostbusters movie.
I think Frozen Empire was pretty good.
I really liked it. I really liked it. Not gonna lie.
I did not the one we watched. The one before Frozen Empire.
Oh, yes.
Ghostbusters, the Bustining.
Yeah, the Bustining.
The first one with Paul Rudd and the children.
Yeah. Didn't love it.
Thought
it was fun.
Yeah.
Wasn't a bad movie.
Afterlife, thank you.
Yeah. But I didn't love it.
No, and I understand, like, I was unfortunately talking to Greg Miller, the worst person on earth. And
we love Greg. Greg's great.
Ugh. And we were talking about Ghostbusters because it's all he ever wants to talk about. He's a terrible person. And
it's a cool car.
We were talking about how I understand that Afterlife had to be made in order for us to get Frozen Empire.
Yes.
But I think Afterlife being made sort of ruined a lot of the excitement people would have had for Frozen Empire.
But people seemed to like Afterlife more than Frozen Empire, and I think those people are absurd.
That's bonkers.
I think those people are absurd.
That's literally a movie that has zero logical connections throughout it. And then at the end, it's a literal deus ex machina of characters that they did not mention at any other time during the film.
Correct. Frozen Empire, I think genuinely was like a really fun, good movie.
It was a good movie. If Frozen Empire had been Ghostbusters 2016, I think people would have like really, really loved that movie.
Because you know what the difference is? Women.
Here's the other thing.
If you had taken you know how many people on Twitter have said if they had just taken all the women out of Ghostbusters 2016, it would have been a great movie?
Listen.
Yeah.
We've
heard that take a lot.
I love Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah.
But there was some stuff with 2016 where it was like, you are not just redoing it or making a sequel.
Yeah.
You are saying that the original Ghostbusters never existed. This is a new, and I can understand why people were like, you pull away the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of gross, horrible stuff.
Right.
But I can understand why, hey, the original Ghostbusters not existing is weird to us.
Right.
And Sony ruining the third act of that film.
Yeah.
Like Sony ruined the third act of that movie.
Right.
Like you can see it.
Yeah. It's almost like franchises, when being passed to women, are actually not given a chance to succeed because they're not supported in the same way that male-led franchises are. It's almost like we go, oh, we're taking a chance on women. And then they give us a half-hearted attempt and go, see, we told you guys people don't like women. I don't know what you want us to do. I guess we'll stop putting them in movies.
Of course. And I will say there is something weird with the cast that you have in Ghostbusters 2016 where you let Chris Hemsworth do most of the improving. That was weird to me. Yep. Chris Hemsworth is improving that he doesn't understand what glass is.
Sure.
Because he's being dumb. I'm just like, what are you doing, man?
All right, let's keep going. We got a lot to get to still.
All
right, we got a lot of reviews news about games. First of all, the FTC, I cannot believe, it's so funny to me that this is like just now actually taking place. But the FTC has finalized or is in the process of finalizing bans on companies buying and selling fake online reviews.
Wow.
That's been okay up to this point, essentially. They've been like, you shouldn't, but not you can't by the Federal Trade Commission. But what I thought was really interesting about this too is this actually touches a bunch of other stuff as well, because it's not just on reviews.
Okay.
But also, it prohibits buying and selling fabricated views and followers on social media.
Listen, I think we could all probably name one or two people that are gonna be hurt by that one.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's not like the FTC is gonna come get you for buying followers on your Instagram, right? What's going to happen is an FTC regulation will make it so that the platforms actually do have to enforce it, right? Because right now it's against TOS for most platforms, but they don't really care. They say, hey, we told you can't do that. And if they come across it, you might get a ban or a suspension, right?
Right now,
but they're not seeking it out.
Sure. Right now, platforms there's a really interesting place legally that platforms have maneuvered themselves into, which is we are simply the land on which the crime took place, right? We are simply, if somebody robs a bank in Florida is not at fault.
Right.
The man who robbed the bank is at fault. We can't help it if there's a bank robber in Florida.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
YouTube is trying to make the same argument. Instagram tries to make the same argument.
Sure.
TikTok, where it's like we simply host content.
Yeah.
And if somebody does something that's against our policies or puts up content, we can't police everything.
But we are also like, hey, Florida, you, however, have state-regulated police. And you have those and they come out of the money.
There are laws.
It's like there. So, but you don't send the police when it happens. Like somebody was robbing a bank and you didn't send the police at all.
That would be an issue.
Right.
Then you could sue Florida.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That is Florida's responsibility, just like it is Meta's responsibility when somebody does do something illegal on their platform to utilize the moderation that they have.
But unfortunately, they don't. They just keep they're like, Meta is like the new CIA.
Yeah.
Meta is just like, yo, we need a coup in this country.
Yeah.
We need this country to have more free. Meta is just like, which country do we need to bring cell phones into?
Who should we meddle with?
Who do we need to back?
Yeah.
Also, like, why don't we just give people all the political information if they pay us?
Right.
Is that not, listen, we're just handing out information.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
For money.
Yeah.
And it affects political outcomes in government.
Yeah.
Why is that an issue?
We're connecting the people
That's what we do.
that we want to connect specifically.
This has been a problem for a very long time.
Mhm.
And it's a problem on every platform. It's the reason why when you go to look at a product review on Amazon, they have to put which people are verified purchasers.
Yes.
They have to tell you, oh, this person's writing a review for this product.
And they actually got
And
one.
they actually bought. Why are you letting people write reviews
Who didn't buy the product?
buy the product?
So that will supposedly no longer be allowed. Obviously, again, it's going to be on the FTC to enforce it on the companies and the companies to enforce it on their platforms. So it covers trafficking and fake reviews, whether by non-existent customers, company insiders, or artificial intelligence. It also prohibits buying and selling fabricated views and followers on social media and using intimidation tactics to remove negative reviews.
That one's a big one.
Yes, it is.
Like the intimidation tactics to remove negative reviews is a big one.
Yes.
It's a big one on everything from like you hear about restaurant owners harassing people who leave reviews on Yelp.
Correct.
You hear about employers
Yeah.
finding out who is leaving reviews on Glassdoor and firing them.
Yes.
Like all of this stuff.
Which is like retaliation in it. Like there's multiple things that is actually a problem against, but this grants the FTC a maximum penalty of $50,000 per violation of this. So it is in the platform's best interest then to actually enforce this, because if they're going to get fined up to, and it's not usually going to be this high, but that's the maximum, up to $50,000 for each infraction against it, they probably won't want you leaving reviews then that aren't verified purchases.
Now, Krobe in the live studio audience is saying, so it only costs $50K each time. That's not a fine, it's a fee. And I get what you're saying, and I get where you're going.
Yeah.
But the idea here is, because it's not a criminal offense, right? You can't, I am not for throwing somebody in jail for writing a fake review.
No.
What I am, or a company being, somebody at a company being thrown in jail for writing a fake review.
Mm-hmm.
But I want this to become enough of a line item for them.
Yeah.
Where it becomes a nuisance and a hassle.
Right.
So Blade of Creation says, does each infraction mean each individual fake review? The idea here is yes. My understanding is the idea here is every
per
fake
violation.
review, per violation of fake review, it's $50,000.
Yeah.
So you imagine a company that's selling something on Amazon and they throw up 100 fake reviews to get their product into the algorithm on Amazon. All of a sudden, that's $500,000. That's enough to make Amazon go, ooh, we should crack down on that. When you think of all the 6-letter random name corporations,
right?
You multiply all that out and you're talking about millions and millions of dollars a day. That's enough to make Amazon go, okay, we'll look into it.
Right. So, which Teresa Murray, a consumer advocate at U.S. Public Interest Research Group, said that they hope that this puts fear in companies so that they do the right thing, even if it's just because they're afraid of the consequences. They are not the only ones cracking down on reviews right now, though. Steam, who would also be impacted by this FTC regulation, is also cracking down on joke reviews.
I'm against this.
I am very in favor of this.
I'm against this.
Now, we like to read joke reviews here a lot, but it is under the same thing where it's like people are just trying to find out if they should buy a game or not.
Yeah.
And I think that this also impacts a lot of like review bombing and stuff like that, because a lot of the time it is bombed with jokes. And the big thing is not about making sure that people can't do it at all. It's also about prioritizing real reviews to the top so people can figure out where to spend their money.
No, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's a time-honored tradition. It's a time-honored Steam tradition.
It is.
I don't think fake funny reviews. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. There are 2 places where fake funny reviews actually work.
Yeah.
Number 1, Yelp. Number 2, Steam.
Those are pretty big.
I know, but here's the thing. A hilarious fake review on Yelp is so good. And a hilarious fake review on Steam is so good.
I understand.
And honestly, nobody should be looking at Yelp or Steam reviews.
Yeah.
They're worthless.
That's not true. I don't think that that's true. And the whole point is for them not to be worthless. That wouldn't be true anymore if they have to be real reviews and they can't just be upvoted jokes.
What has more worth? A real true review about a videoed game that lets you know how a single person felt about that game, or a fucking hilarious one-liner. Like, honestly, what's worth more, Saige?
Kind of a toss-up.
If we can be real, like, which one's worth more to you?
Kind of a toss-up.
Do you look at Steam reviews a lot?
I do, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, it's less of like whether or not I'm gonna buy this game. I just kind of like to know what people are saying.
Sure.
Maybe it's just because we also work in this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I was just a consumer, if I would interact with it differently. But like, I do like to know what people are saying.
Yeah.
Do you not look at Steam reviews at all?
Not unless they're funny.
I do. I look at the overall rating first. I do definitely. When I'm seeing a game that's just like, oh, this has come up on my Steam homepage and I don't know anything about it, I totally look at reviews.
Shakma brings up an interesting point. Plenty of games that I play have good reviews on Steam. It's probably the AAA stuff where the jokes thrive. I have noticed that it's like most of the jokey joke reviews are on either big AAA games or to which I feel go right ahead.
Yeah, or like shovelware.
Or like, yeah, shovelware or meme games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you'll find a lot of joke reviews on like Cookie Clicker, which you should.
Right. Cookie Clicker being like, this game revolutionized gaming and changed my life and healed my family of all of its ailments.
No, that was my review and that was serious.
Okay.
I love Cookie Clicker.
You do.
But also, you know, games like, you know, Surgeon Simulator or this is a game where you are a slice of bread and you're trying to throw yourself into the trash because you're rotten. You know, like that sort of shit. That's where I see like the silly reviews.
This is the stuff that I would love for them to get rid of. These right here, the ones that just like people make the weird images in. This shit pisses me off. This has become the entire Steam comment section a lot of the time, or like review section. That shit drives me nuts.
No,
it's not even. It's never even good. If it's a good joke, a great joke, even. I'm in.
Yeah.
But God, it's so much of that.
Yeah. And especially that one that's just like, fuck Epic Store because the game finally came out on Steam.
Right.
It's like, first of all, we shouldn't have to explain to you folks again. And I know it's not the BBs. The BBs are too smart for this.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't root for a store.
Sure. Yeah.
You shouldn't root for a store or a platform,
right?
Or or one corporation over another. It's weird. It's weird.
So what they say is they're going to update Steam reviews in an effort to make them more helpful. Valve says the primary goal of Steam reviews is to help potential players make informed decisions about what games they might want to buy. But the current system where players vote which reviews are helpful isn't working. So Valve is going to start identifying unhelpful reviews and just making them harder to see. One-word reviews comprised of ASCII art. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
ASCII
art. Or reviews that are primarily playful memes or in-jokes will now be considered unhelpful and will be sorted behind other reviews on the game's store page.
Okay.
Like,
so I can still get to that.
Yeah. And you're not banned from making them. It's just like, hey, let's show genuine reviews first, because I just think
can I go to my account and say show unhelpful reviews only?
Yes, actually.
Good.
Well, it does say there is a toggle that you can put on for those who like the silly reviews and still want to see them.
Only unhelpful.
Yeah.
Unhelpful only speedrun of Steam. Any percent.
I just picture like being a game developer, like a small developer that put out a game.
Yeah.
And then it's just fucking a bunch of ASCII art reviews, like reviews in there of people like making dumb pictures of butts. And you're just like, guys, can you tell them if you like my game or not? Can you...
Yeah.
I think people want to know if they should buy it or not.
I mostly only look at like the percentage of positive.
Yeah.
But I can understand like trying to go through reviews.
Your positive or negative might also be affected by your joke. Like people might not be choosing a genuine thumbs up, or thumbs down rating because it's trying to fit with a joke.
That's
fair.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move. I do. I think Steam needs to regulate a few things.
A good question was, there are probably like 10,000 reviews of Portal that say the cake is a lie. Is that a helpful or unhelpful review? Is that a joke review or a genuine review?
Joke.
That's a joke?
Joke.
If it's a positive review and it says the cake is a lie on Portal, is that a joke review?
It's a spoiler.
That's fair. But is it a joke review?
Yes. Because if not, if you were to take it in genuineness, they're just commenting a spoiler about the game. And that would not be helpful either. So if you were to not take it as a joke,
but it's a genuine
just
positive.
A spoiler.
Right, but it's a genuine positive.
They're saying the reason they like it is because the cake is a lie.
I mean, they're quoting their favorite bit from the game. because they like the game.
But what's the review?
The review is thumbs up.
The review is just the thumbs up.
Thumbs up and a quote from the game.
I would say it's not helpful. It's not a bad thing, but I don't think it would be considered a helpful review.
That's
it doesn't
fair.
help me decide if I should buy the game. A helpful review is help me make my decision.
Sure.
Does that help you make your decision? If you don't get the joke, you don't know the quote, you haven't played the game yet, you haven't received the cultural osmosis of knowing this information, which all of this is a completely fictional scenario. There's no way. But you're trying to go there and be like, guys, should I get this game I've just come across?
I don't know. I guess not.
Not necessarily helpful. I don't know. I'm not against it existing, but I wouldn't say it's helpful. Okay.
I'm going unhelpful only in my account.
Do you ever use the like Steam kind of social aspects?
No, there's nothing that makes me angrier than when I put Steam on a new device or Steam updates.
Yeah.
And I open a game and I get the little Steam pop-up of how many friends. I get so, I honestly see red. I get so livid.
It is something that drives me nuts too. I hate when it pops up and it's just like, oh, so-and-so that you added on Steam 6 years ago and haven't spoken to since is playing a different game. Just playing a game.
Just playing a game.
I don't care. Don't tell me that.
Cool. Let him play his game. Why are you interrupting both of us?
Yeah, and stop telling me their business.
Yeah, that's weird.
That feels like an overshare. If they want me to know that they're playing that game, they'd tell me. I'm good.
Also, hey, that's a single player game.
Right.
What am I supposed to do with that information?
Cool. Thanks.
Hey, dog, just saw you were playing this game. Hope you're having fun.
Yeah, and you message them on Steam.
Yeah, you message them on Steam, and then it pops up in the middle of their game again.
Yeah.
Gross.
Steam has a bunch of like social aspects that nobody really uses. They pretty much just use the Steam social aspects to add their friends to play multiplayer games with them, but they really do want you to like customize your Steam profile like it's your MySpace a little bit. They want you to. They want you to be like excited that you unlocked like Steam profile cosmetics. I've never once updated
That's the weird
anything.
thing. You got Steam cards. Whenever I hear that I got a Steam card, and people are like buying and selling and trading Steam cards
and stuff,
I'm just like, for what? For who? Who sees this stuff?
I would love to know, does any one single person that is watching this show or listening later in a podcast form, do any of you ever use your customizable Steam profile?
It's like the people who still do social stuff on Venmo. It's like psychopath.
Yeah, that like share it publicly.
Yeah, it's like, haha, for drugs. Go away, Chandler.
And don't look at your Venmo feed.
Don't look at the Venmo feed. That's
super
so
weird. We should never have socialized money exchange.
Ugh.
I put a profile picture, but that's it. I do, but for no reason. Okay, but you like to do it. You use it.
I have a profile picture on Venmo, but that's because...
Oh, I think you're talking about Steam. Yeah.
On Steam?
Yeah.
No.
You have to have a profile picture on Venmo so that when people look you up, they can be like, yes, that's you.
Yes, that's
I get
you.
that. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
No, a profile picture on Steam for what? For who?
If you enjoy it, I support it.
I support it,
but I don't think a lot of people do.
I just don't understand it.
Yeah. I think I might have set up a photo when I created my Steam account that's still there.
Sure.
I don't know. But some people are really into their Steam profile. There has to be, 4 of them.
Yeah.
A few users. And there is now a highest level Steam user in the world, spending over $500,000 to get there.
What does highest level mean? Do we have levels?
Yes. Isn't that wild?
I have a level?
Yes.
On Steam?
Yes. Isn't that funny? Nobody even thinks about Steam levels.
What is it? What is my Steam level?
So Steam levels and XP is for amount of time and money spent on Steam, essentially. Yeah. So you can increase your XP to level up by purchasing games, earning badges, crafting badges, and upgrading badges.
There are badges?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So anyone who is not a limited user will earn a Steam level based on their account's current badges and games. You have to create your Steam community profile to view your Steam level. You have a level.
What's my Steam
Go
level?
log in and find out your Steam level. Everybody, tell us your Steam level. I would love to know. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you why we're talking about Steam levels.
Tell me why.
For the first time anyone's ever spoken about it.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Because this one person has really decided that it mattered to them and they had to spend over $500,000 to do it.
What?
Yeah. So they were at level 5,101 when breaking the record, and he has since gotten to 5,960.
What?
So primarily, it is from spending money on rare CSGO skins.
Oh, listen. The CSGO community is a completely different thing. There's Steam, and then there's Steam for people who play CSGO.
Yes.
That's a different level. I don't understand that planet.
I don't either. Okay, so we've got level 6, level 10, level 22, 24, okay? This person is 5,900.
Well, dude, some of those CSGO skins, people are buying those for hundreds, thousands of dollars.
So yeah, they say they've got skins on there that cost over $9,000.
It's over 9,000?
God damn it, it's over 9,000, unfortunately.
What?
The highest I've seen so far is 39, I think.
Where do I see?
In our chat.
Let's see.
We're both doing our two-factor right now to get into our Steam accounts.
I have Steam has me on a 17-factor system.
Same.
I have a 38
Everyone protect your account, okay? I'm only level 9.
I'm level 14. What does that mean?
It's about badges that you get. I only have, I think, 2 badges. How many badges? You got 5 badges?
I guess.
You get them from playing games, okay?
Good for me.
Yeah. I don't buy $9,000 Counter-Strike skins. But specifically, this person who was like, I'm going to be the most popular boy on all of the social platform of Steam.
Oh my God.
Anthony?
Yeah.
After looking into this person who was now the highest level Steam user, their most expensive item is a Counter-Strike gun that has letters arranged to a racial slur on the side of it.
Everybody hail your lord. Everybody bow down to the highest level Steam user. This Steam, if you use Steam, this person is your king. What the fuck, man? Of course. Of course. Of course. That's why none of us know.
Yeah.
That's why none of us know.
Yeah.
It's like living in a bad town where you don't know who your city councilman is because you're just like, fuck, who cares?
Nobody's taking care of this place, so whatever.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. So it has no practical benefit. You don't get anything for it for being the worstest of boys on Steam.
So we're going to keep this system that tells this racial slur person that they're the best.
Yeah.
But the cake is a lie has to be hidden behind a review gate.
Yeah. This guy can still spend $500,000 to be the most popular racist on Steam. And that's saying something. It's not a good thing, but it's saying something.
Congratulations.
Something was definitely said.
Woof. It looks like most of the BBs are hovering around like the in between like 10 and 20 too.
Yeah.
Looks like that's where most people are hovering.
I had to start over. I got a new Steam account in 2019.
Oh.
So my Steam account's actually pretty new.
Can I tell you what one of my badges is for?
Or maybe it was 2018.
One of my 5 badges.
What?
On August 1st, I got 800 experience points for being on Steam for 16 years.
Wow.
What the actual fuck?
So I've had this Steam account, but this isn't where I was getting games because I used to share a Steam account with somebody. So for a long time, I was not using this. I've had this username forever. So I have the 10 years badge, and then I have the over 100 games owned badge.
Okay.
Which is power player. And I no longer have you on my Steam family account, so I don't have your games on here.
Oh, we gotta
re-add it.
We gotta re-add it. Yeah, I'm predominantly, or was predominantly up until the last couple of years, basically just mostly console.
Same.
If it wasn't a PC exclusive, I didn't buy it on PC.
Yeah, same. Until I started streaming, I didn't play PC games.
Yeah. Now between streaming and the Steam Deck, I do buy a lot more stuff on PC. But I still do prefer playing stuff on console.
I default to buying on PC now.
Me too.
Probably because of streaming.
Just because it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But also, like, I play less when I don't play on console. I've noticed that about myself.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like the Steam Deck or like our Retroids or something like that. Because it still feels like playing on a console.
Yeah. I find that I'll play games more most of the time if I put it on my PC.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My Steam library also is like too many games and things get lost in it. So hard to say.
Yeah. I'm not the most dedicated console person like I used to be. You know who is the most dedicated console person, Saige?
Who is it?
The one person who has been keeping the 3DS online servers running for the last few months.
I love this. The 3DS servers were supposed to go down in April of this year. We talked about it at the time. It was Wii U and 3DS were both going.
There was a mad dash by the Game Preservation Society and the Game Historic Society to get everything they could off of those stores, back everything up before a lot of those games were lost forever.
There was some warning given and they were able to do that. But what one person has found out, and there was quite a few people still online initially. Essentially, the day came in April, and people realized that if you were logged in, if you were online, you wouldn't get kicked off.
Gotcha.
It was just that you couldn't get back on.
The infrastructure was still there.
Yes. So as long as you stayed online, you could continue online. But if you weren't, you would not be able to access it. So a lot of people were online at first, and then they slowly dwindled, right? And now just one guy remains.
What were they doing? What are they doing online?
Well, the one person remaining is playing Mario Kart. They're playing Mario Kart 7, I think.
Okay.
I think that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not actually playing it. This person actually has gotten a uninterruptible power source to plug into their 3DS and hidden it in a cabinet.
So it's not just plugged in. It's not just plugged into a surge protector. It's plugged into a power backup system.
Yes.
So if the power goes out, he's still playing Mario Kart.
Correct. And then the incredible security of setting it in a cabinet so that nobody could accidentally touch it and knock him out of the game.
Amazing.
Now, he's just seeing how long he can go, basically. That's his whole thing. He's like, I didn't think it would survive the initial shutdown, but once the servers died, he realized that he hadn't been disconnected and that all the bots in Mario Kart 7 were still racing around the track as if nothing had happened. So now he says it's simply a test to see how long he can keep going. He says it's always connected to the uninterruptible power supply. However, there is no failsafe for losing internet.
That's what I was wondering.
If his internet goes out, which I don't know, I feel like my internet goes out once every like couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because internet service providers are garbage.
3DS internet is so bad that you could probably lose connection for like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it would just be like, you're good.
Yeah.
And then you log back in and then your internet connects and you're like, oh, I lost 17 races.
Yeah. It's so funny because he's like, yeah, well, the internet could go out or whatever, or it could go on forever if everything works out. However, he did admit that eventually there will be a point where I think it will be appropriate to send off the service on my own terms.
When he's ready.
But like, he decides when the 3DS dies, not Nintendo.
No, he will decide. Sorry, Dougie B. You don't get to decide when the 3DS is no longer supported. I decide.
And I think that is
I am the one who decides.
So funny.
And who am I? I'm Fish Guy 6564. That's
127 days, baby.
That's right. Fish Guy 6564 has been going for 127 days.
I just think it's hilarious that he's like, all right,
fish sleep with their eyes open,
supply,
Nintendo.
Figuring it out with the bots. And then just like setting it in a cabinet.
I love it. There were also some players on the Wii U that came to be known as the Crazy Eight.
That's great.
Who were keeping the Wii U online.
I love them.
They ended as soon as they beat an old record set by players who failed to quit Halo 2 when the Xbox network was shut off.
That's cute.
They were just like, we're gonna beat Halo. The Wii U can say it beat Halo at something.
The Wii U can say it beat anything at anything.
Yeah, the Wii U can say it did something.
It did something.
Here's what the Wii U did was provide an excellent library of titles to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
This is amazing.
You listen, the Wii U crawled so that the Steam Deck could be too heavy in your hands.
That's right. And it certainly is. There is like a lot of online lore about things like this.
Yeah.
Apple had like their own like social network that was like a graphical user interface social network, and it was like cutesy and everybody had their own little character, and they like hung on until the servers went down. You hear about people who like hang out in their favorite MMOs until the very last moment when the servers get shut down. I love this culture of this where it's like, these are not real spaces, but they are real spaces, and we're not giving them up.
No, like truly, this does like access something deep within me of like the people who signed on for the last day of Club Penguin, right? All of the photos of the last day of Club Penguin really do something to me where I'm like, oh, I have actual genuine feelings about this being a third space for me as a child.
Yeah.
Right? Because like these are internet third spaces because we don't have them a lot in real life. So like MMOs, the people that are still keeping Second Life on, you know, and it's not that Second Life is literally trying to shut down, but like there are still people frequenting Second Life.
They chose this.
Yeah.
This is where they hang out.
Yeah.
Why would they stop? All of their friends still show up.
We did an episode of One Time on the Internet covering one of the first ever MMOs that is still accessible, but you have to download this entire thing and like put it together to get online. And then there are people in there and they are like cryptids. It is the same people in these specific characters, and they have like they're there to welcome you in if you find this space essentially.
That's so cool.
And I just think stuff like that is so neat.
I, once a year on the Dreamcast's birthday, will connect my Dreamcast to a modem.
Yeah.
And connect to fan servers for Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah.
Which are still running.
Great. I think
still running.
Toontown rewritten, all kinds of stuff like that. I think it's neat. So obviously this person is like, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
But people like hanging on with their friends,
Nintendo should give
like it.
Fish Guy a little Prezi.
I think so too.
Send Fish Guy and the Crazy 8 a little Prezi.
Yeah.
WB. If you are somebody who loves Nintendo history, you might be interested in the stream that Nintendo is going to have going on today. They're doing a Nintendo Direct at 3 p.m. Pacific time because Nintendo always waits until right after we do a show.
Yes.
But they are going to be showing off. They say, we're not showing any games. We're not showing anything about the Switch successor or Switch 2.
No.
We are showing you a 10-minute walkthrough of the new Nintendo Museum that will be opening in Kyoto in the spring.
I'm going to watch
or in the fall.
Hell out of this.
If you've ever been to Kyoto and you go and you're like, I want to do Nintendo stuff, you will be shocked to find Nintendo doesn't have any stuff for you to do.
Yeah.
Nintendo has an office building, and if you walk in, they go, you don't work here, dog. Like
you have to go.
We're trying to make a Mario. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. We don't have anything for you. All the stuff that was Nintendo related is like community stuff that popped up. There's like a bed and breakfast that's like in the original Nintendo building that has like a little museum, But Nintendo never had anything official until now. They are opening a Nintendo History Museum in Kyoto.
I am so excited about it. Isn't this, because I remember when they first announced that they were doing it, it was that they were like moving offices and the previous office was becoming the museum or something like that. Like one of the original offices.
They were using one of the buildings. Yeah.
I'm going to watch the hell out of this. This is my jam.
I have friends that have worked with Nintendo on games and have gone to the Nintendo office, and they're like, even when you go in, there's nothing to see.
Just an office?
There's literally nothing to see.
That's so depressing to me.
They don't really do anything.
I want it to be.
They probably
so
have like an
lovely.
archive. Like every company has an archive, but they don't show it to anybody. So I would imagine it's going to be a lot of stuff that they've been keeping in that archive.
I'm very excited to see it. There are other like little Nintendo museums, just wasn't in specifically in Kyoto.
Yeah, and not an official one either. I think one of the closest things that we ever got is there are occasionally little it's an you show exhibit.
Yeah.
Little art exhibit in the Nintendo World stores.
Yeah.
Like I went one time right before Splatoon 2 came out to the Rockefeller Center in New York store. And they had like the art of Splatoon like up on the walls.
Very neat.
Like a lot of cool stuff. But they didn't really do stuff like that.
I am so excited for this. This is the only way I'm going to get to see it because I'm not going to Japan anytime soon.
That's not true. It's too early. Going to Japan.
It's too early. Japan. Always an option.
We got the donation goal down there, and we're breezing right to it. Don't you worry. We're almost there.
Breezing right to it's too early Japan.
That's right.
All right. It is already 10:28, so we are
get out of here.
Leave it at that.
Go away. Scram.
You heard. You heard us.
But also, thank you for watching today.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed the show and you just haven't gotten enough of us, go over to patreon.com/Pixel Circus. You can get a bonus clip from this show every week. Last week, we talked about how many consoles is too many. Talking about the record for the most consoles connected to a television. It's a fun little video and you should go and check it out. You get also access to the whole backlog. It's $5 a month, or you can start with a little free trial to see if you dig it, see if it's something you'd be into.
Yeah. Also, thank you to everybody who has subscribed. As you know, a couple months ago, we swapped over this show to a new channel, Pixel Pop.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, you already know that. If you're not watching on YouTube, why don't you go subscribe to Pixel Pop on YouTube? It would really help us out.
Yeah, it would be neat if you did. If you enjoy this, but you are commuting in the morning, you can also get this show in podcast form on wherever you like to listen to podcasts. If you have something specific that you want to hear us talk about, you can leave that in the Discord. It is completely free to join. You can suggest some things that you're interested in, and we like to try and pull some stuff there so we know what you're interested in hearing about.
That's right. Thank you to everybody who has been sharing when we go live and sharing how much you love the show. That's one of the biggest ways to get new people into the show, and we really appreciate you bringing more cool BBs our way. It's really nice.
And where can they bring the BBs your way, Anthony?
You can find me everywhere online at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I am at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine, give it back to me. And of course, over at wehaveconcerns.com, and I think I'm allowed to say it now. I am also one of the new hosts of the official Marvel podcast. So the one and only podcast from Marvel, by Marvel, about Marvel. I'm one of the new hosts of that, so go subscribe to the official Marvel podcast.
Woo! Hey, you can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. That's all for now. Alex?
You can find me on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and on Instagram at Alex Teplitz. I'm working on some cool things right now, but I can't tell you about them yet.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Wait, can we see the Funko Pop? Did you pull it up, Alex?
Yeah. Here's me and the Zayn Malik Funko Pop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm definitely the Zayn Malik Funko Pop. Sure.
Wow.
It's because we both have cold, dead eyes.
Incredible.
See you Friday.